About time with Rashan's About Time Boxing, aka Mr. Trill 100 Mil. What's up to my About Time Boxing family and the Trill 100 Mil gang? Man, I appreciate all of y'all, man, who, those of y'all who've been taking out the time to watch the videos, like the videos, share the videos, and leave the comments, man. If you have not already subscribed to the channel and you're watching this video or any of my videos for the first time, please hit that subscribe button. Don't cost you nothing. Would encourage others to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up on the latest. Subscribe. If you have not subscribed to Rebel Life Boxing, go to Rebel Life Boxing. Subscribe to his channel too. I'm telling you, that's straight facts, no cap. Some of the best content on YouTube. I promise you. Y'all will not be disappointed. Shout out to my guy Mark Nash too. I just want to weigh in on this Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, controversy or situation, or whatever you want to call it. So when Devin Haney was, and by Bill, his father, Bill Haney, and by his father, their own admission, he was draining himself out to stay at 135 because they had a plan. They had a plan. And even I was one of the people a long time ago said after he beat Kambosos, he should have went up to 140. Excuse me, but Devin Haney has received so much criticism, about how he looked at the weigh-ins when he was still draining himself out to fight at 135. He was draining himself out, and everybody was criticizing him for it. Everybody. They was calling him all kind of names, things of that nature. Other fighters, they was talking about him when he fought Loma. They say he lost to Loma. They won't let go of the fact that he got dazed by, he was dazed by Linares. Like, they making it seem like when, Linares dazed him, like he knocked him down or knocked him out. Like, oh, you was hurt by Linares. But all of those things, your body is more vulnerable and more privy to be hurt when you have to drain yourself out to make weight. Okay? Now, Devin Haney's last three fights was Kambosos. Let me see, Kambosos. Lomachenko. Kambosos, Lomachenko, and Regis PROGRAIS. And then remember when before he fought Regis, how Regis team was talking about how he hadn't how Devin hadn't knocked anybody out since 2019. So he fought Zaur Abdullayev in 2019. And that was like a knockout. It was a referee technical decision. A referee step in to stop it. You know what I mean? And who's the other guy? He fought Antonio Moran or something like that. And he knocked him out. But again, when you drain yourself out to make weight, it takes away from your power. And it takes away from your productivity. And it takes away from you being able to perform at peak levels. So, for people who saying that Devin Haney is not as good as they think he is and how Regis PROGRAIS was tailor-made for him, he drained himself out to fight these guys, right? And I'm not talking about Regis, because we'll get to that in a second. And hopefully, I don't want to make this video too long. I hope not anyway. But when he fought, Kambosos, Loma, Jojo Diaz, Gamboa, all them guys, you know what I mean? So if he was draining himself out, and as draining yourself out, it takes away from you being able to perform at an elite level. So the Devin Haney that y'all was watching fighting those fights, he wasn't even 100%. And he was still performing like that, and he wasn't even 100%. This is what y'all got to understand. You got to be able to look at this stuff, man. He wasn't even 100%. Because again, when he beat Kambosos for the belts, I said he should go up to 140. But, I'm not in the inner workings of his camp, his team, and the plans that they're making, you know what I mean, as far as Devin's future and things of that nature, you know what I mean, with any of these fighters for that matter. But I'm just speaking about this particular situation because I want y'all to understand, that Devin Haney he's good. He's really that good. And he's future Hall of Famer. Say whatever you want, but Devin Haney's going to the Hall of Fame. When you look at, at the criticism that Devin Haney was receiving as a result of his performances at 135 in the lightweight division, but it was because he was draining himself out. So even with him hiring a nutritionist, and this part, but him hiring a nutritionist so that he can safely make the weight. But once you start your body. Ask Roy Jones about starching your body, draining yourself out to make weight. After he beat John Ruiz, and then had to come back down to fight Tarver. It's no joke when you draining, when you trying to make weight. It's no joke. That's why you got to know your body and understand your body and know your body's limitations so that you don't cause permanent damage to your body when you're doing that. And this is why, some people talking about, the snack stuff, talking about, them dudes, they cheating and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, Victor Conti was, part of that whole Balco steroid thing and all that, this, that, and the third. And yes, he's the CEO, I think, or whatever, of the snack thing that a lot of the fighters use and all that. But I'm pretty sure since he got caught for doing all that stuff, they going over him. They going to make sure they stay running the fine-tooth comb through him to make sure that he don't do those things again. I'm not saying that, it can't happen, but if y'all trying to hint, because I've heard some of the whispers, if y'all trying to hint towards the fact that y'all think Devin Haney might have been on something, no. Because I already knew that once he went up to 140 and he didn't have to starch his body or drain himself out, y'all will see a different Devin Haney. And that's the reason why, his knockout percentages, is not as high as they are. It's because he was taken away from his own power, staying down there at 135. But again, they had a plan. Bill said, no, we had a plan. That's why we stayed down there at 135 so long. Said we had a plan. But now y'all going to see a different Devin now. But I already said, listen, he go up to 140. I'm telling you, all that's going to change. And I said that a long time ago. And now he come up to 140 to fight Regis PROGRAIS. Look at what happened when he didn't have to drain himself out. And then he can rehydrate. Because those of us who understand boxing, we know you got the official weight, whatever the contract stipulation, then you have the unofficial weight. And that's what they come in the ring weighing that night. And everybody talking about, oh, man, he was 165, or he was this, that, and this. Regis been thumping at 140, though. And again, so when all these fighters claiming that they the best at what they do, and you saying that you the best, and if you going into a division to fight somebody, shouldn't matter if you're that good. Now, on the other hand, now you got Gervonta Davis. And again, and I'm going, like I said, y'all know how I play over here. Whether we like fighters, don't like the fighters, you give the fighters their credit, you give them they do, because these fighters, they sacrifice their lives to entertain, those of us who love and enjoy the sport. Their lives are on the line. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I don't have no, no ill feeling towards, no fighters anyway. Like what they eat don't make me shit. So, you know what I mean? I'm just I'm just giving y'all, you know what I mean, based on my research, you know what I mean, and my opinions and things of that nature of, you know, my scope on the Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis thing. And so you got Devin's, you know, his last, oh man, let me see. His last 7 fights. Devin's last 7 fights. He fought who? Oh man, who did Devin fight? His last 7 fights, he fought Gamboa, I believe. It was Gamboa, Linares, Jojo Diaz, Cambosis twice. Oh yeah, Loma, and then Regis. Right? And then Regis. When I close my eyes, I'm trying to think. So that's why I close my eyes, because I'm trying to figure it out. And now we got Tank, his last 7 fights. Who did he fight? Gamboa, Santa Cruz, Mario Barrios, Isaac Cruz, Ryan, Hector Garcia, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. I don't know, not in that particular order, but y'all get what I'm saying. So now, out of all of those people that he fought, Isaac Cruz, Leo Santa Cruz, Gamboa, Rolly, Ryan Garcia, Hector Garcia, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just, you know, running, you know, in the Mario Barrios, out of those names. We don't know how many of those fights. We know Ryan Garcia and Barrios. You know, we know that those fights had rehydration clauses in them. And the fight with Rolly may have had that. I'm not sure. But if y'all know about that, then drop it in the comment section below. Let me know. But here's the thing now. Tank wasn't worried about Santa Cruz because Santa Cruz was coming up anyway. He was coming up in weight. So Tank wasn't worried about Santa Cruz, what he would rehydrate up to. And Isaac Cruz, you know what I'm saying? You know, he wasn't worried about that too, because a lot of people figured Tank would knock him out because Isaac was naturally like a shorter, smaller guy, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And Gamboa, excuse me, Gamboa, I think in that fight, he tore his Achilles tendon. You know what I mean? And Tank eventually stopped Gamboa, but Devin didn't. And Devin got criticized for it. You know what I mean? Now, when Tank knocked out Gamboa, yeah, they gave him credit for it at first. But then, as he started to go up in competition, they started criticizing him about, oh, he beat an old, over-the-hill Gamboa, or it took him all this time to get him out of here, this, that, and the third, and all that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you can't pick and choose, you know, when you want to use certain fighters. You know, us those of us who report this stuff, like, we can't, you know, the critics, we can't pick and choose when these things is convenient, you know, to big up another fighter or to give them their props or not to. They both fought Gamboa. Okay, but Tank, you know what I mean, is not that tall of a guy. But when he fought, now think about this, when he fought Mario Barrios, you know that it had to be the rehydration clause and the weight draining that weakened Barrios in the fight. Because Barrios went up to 147 and fought Keith Thurman, who's been thumping up there his whole career, and Thurman couldn't even knock out Barrios or even hurt him. But Tank and Barrios fight at a catch weight, and then it's the rehydration clause in there. And what happens is when you do those things like that, again, when you got to drain yourself out, you get weaker as the fight go on. You don't get stronger, you get weaker. And people know that. Floyd did it to Canelo. And that's where Tank and them got that from, putting those rehydration clause stipulations in there. Because it'll help, you know, the fighter who, now, my man that Rebel Life, you know what I mean, he said it the other day. If you confident in your skill and you really feel like you the man, then don't put all that stuff in there. Prove it. Now, I will say this. Gervonta Davis, in my opinion, he does not get the credit that he deserves for actually being a good boxer. Tank really actually can box. But people are so used to seeing him knock people out that when he actually got to box and go the distance in the fight, then people don't like it. Oh man, he ain't look good in that fight. He did this, that, and this and that. But the criticism comes with the territory. If you don't want people to weigh in on your performances, you know, because the reality is you got biased people in this thing now. It's been, well, not now, but they've been, you know, biased boxing critics. Those of us who report this. But I'm going, you know what I mean? I can get the, you know, the positives and negatives on both fighters on both sides. You know what I mean? They both are good fighters. They both are, you know, are destined to be great. They both are going into the Hall of Fame. But will they fight? Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think. Now, Calvin Ford did a interview, and he said, if they want to make the fight, how bad they want the fight, is 3 things we got to figure out. Where the fight is going to happen, what weight the fight is going to be at, and how much they getting paid. It's not that simple. It's not those 3 things. More than likely, the fight will probably be in Vegas or in California somewhere, if the fight happens. But as far as, like, you know, it's not that simple. Okay, it's not that simple. And then it's going to have to be a catch weight. And so, you know, where's the catch weight going to be at? Because Tank is not going, he's not going to come up to 140 to fight Devin and then actually allow Devin to be able to rehydrate, you know what I mean, at, you know, to where as though his body is comfortable and he still don't feel weak or drained. And see, this is what people don't understand. Now, a lot of people don't like the fact that Gervonta Davis does that. But if you understand the sport in boxing and the you know, the politics or politricks, whatever you want to call it, you know, that's called being strategic. But a lot of people don't look at it like it's being strategic. You know, so when you in the fight, you look to gain the advantage over your opponent in any way that you can, be it mentally, okay, physically in the actual fight, you know what I mean, psychologically, you want to get in their head. So those, with that rehydration, all that stuff, you know, because it gives Tank the advantage. You don't think that you don't think his team know that if it's a rehydration clause in there, you know what I mean? So if it's a rehydration clause, if they fight, let's say they fight at a catch weight of 138 or 137, something like that. But it's a rehydration clause that they fighting at 37, then Devin can't rehydrate more than 5 pounds. So that would be like 142. 142, 143 if the catch weight is 138, 137 or something like that. But they're going to, I feel like that if they do start the negotiations, Tank and them is going to try to get the catch weight as close as to 35 as they can, because they know that Devin had openly and publicly already talked about having trouble, you know, making that weight anyway and hiring nutritionists and all that. And if y'all don't believe it, y'all can go back when, you know, the second time he fought Cambosis, and he talked about that. He hired a nutritionist and all that so that he can safely cut the weight. But if they fighting at 37, Devin is going to have to drain himself out a few pounds below that, just so that when he rehydrates, he don't rehydrate more than 5 pounds. So you see how he could still be weak. He could still be weak. And I think, you know, honestly, that Devin gave up those belts because I think Bill Haney, Devin Haney, and their team, they're going to try. I think they're going to go after Undisputed at 140. Now, I think that Devin can beat most of those guys up there at 140. But there is one guy, and I'm going to say that for another video, who I honestly believe would really give Devin some trouble, some problems, and that's Richardson Hitchens. And he's not talked about enough. Richardson Hitchens is a problem at 140. A lot of people talk about him too, how they think he ain't got no pop and, you know, he can't crack and all that. But Richardson Hitchens is a problem at 140. I'm telling y'all. He's a problem. Now, I don't know, you know, if that fight will ever happen or not. I don't know. I hope it does. I would love to see it. But with Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis, if you look back at, again, their last 7 fights, because, they can go back and forth, and, but the level of opposition that they fought in their last 7 fights, and you look at the names, it's pretty much balanced. It's pretty much equal. It is. But Devin Haney is definitely a different fighter at 140. And the reason why everybody keep trying to make it about the, what he rehydrated up to the 165 and all that type of stuff, and all the other whispers, is because he stayed down at 35 for so long. And, and he was criticized, for his performances. Oh, he fought Jojo Diaz. He was taking too many left hands and he was doing this. Oh, but if he get caught with his left hand by this person, then he going to be done. And this, that, and the third and all that. So because of all the criticism that he received for staying down there so long, now that he's, he's at a comfortable weight, and now his body is showing improved now. So now he's dominating. And I know y'all like dominating, man. That was only Regis PROGRAIS. None of y'all was saying that before he fought Regis. And if he fights Ryan, he will dominate Ryan. He will dominate Ryan Garcia. Ain't no question about it. If he fight Rolly, he might stop Rolly at 140. I'm telling you, I think he'll stop Rolly Romero at 140. He'll stop him. Josh Taylor, come on. He'll smoke Josh Taylor too. Listen. See, that weight, when you don't have to drain yourself out, where you can make the weight comfortably and then rehydrate, that makes a difference. You get stronger as the fight goes on. But in those fights down there against Loma and all them, and I see why people criticize them. I see it. But I also knew why they were criticizing them. You know what I mean? But some of the people really believe that Devin is really not that good based on how he looked, fighting Loma, Jojo Diaz, and you know what I mean? Linares and all that. That's because a lot of people, again, don't understand that weight drain thing. That really makes a difference when you don't have to starch your body to make weight. That means that you're healthy. You coming into the fight healthy. And I don't think, in this here I'm speculating. I don't think Tank and them want a healthy Devin Haney in the fight. They would rather take their chances with a weight drained, Devin Haney with the rehydration, because I'm telling you, if it was as easy as Calvin Ford said about all we need to know is where the fight going to be, how much they getting paid, and what the weight going to be at. Nah, it's not going to be that. It's not, because I don't care what nobody say. Negotiating fights, especially in today's time, it's never that easy. It's never that easy. So if they did figure all 3 of those things out, it's not, okay, all right, so you got to get the term sheet. So the term sheet, meaning like before you can even get the contract, you got to have the term sheet. You got to say what the terms are. Again, where the fight going to be at, size gloves, all that stuff. Still, it'll be that, nah, we don't like this weight. Let's negotiate this weight. Let's see, this weight. Well, after the, we don't want him to be able to rehydrate, over this amount of pounds. Like, we just don't want whatever his body rehydrates to, before fight night. Nah, we don't want that. We want to put a stipulation in there. And it'll probably be, a rehydration clause, to where as though like they know that Devin will probably still come in the fight week. But see, we know that even with Devin, when he weight drained himself, he still is resilient. And see, and again, that shows you that Devin has this. I'm not saying Tank don't, because I already said Tank don't get credit for being a good boxer, and Tank is a very smart fighter in the ring. But if Devin was able to figure out ways to win by draining himself out, staying down there at 35, and being able to use his ring smarts to still figure out a way to get the win, then what does that say about a healthy Devin Haney? A healthy Devin Haney is dangerous. And realistically, he should have 16 knockouts. Devin should be 31-0 with 16 knockouts. Because listen, he took his foot off the gas against Regis PROGRAIS. He just started cruising because he just was enjoying himself in there. Like, damn, 140 is really making a difference. I'm doing what I want in here. But he could have pressed that gas, and he could have put Regis out if he wanted to. He could have stopped because the referee was going to stop it anyway. The referee kept going in the corner. So a healthy Devin Haney, not a weight drained, but a healthy Devin Haney is a dangerous Devin Haney. Drop the comments in the comment section below and let me know how y'all feel. You know, I'm just, forgive me if I'm bouncing all over the place, but I'm just weighing in on this thing a little bit. You know what I mean? But I have more for y'all, you know what I mean, in the upcoming days. But this Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis controversy, y'all let me know, you know what I mean, y'all thoughts on it.